The morning light filters through the windows, casting a warm glow over the room. Before the day even begins, there's a familiar sound. Soft, high-pitched yahoos echoing through the house. Pablo and Pedro, the two prairie dogs, are already awake, already waiting. The moment they see their humans, their little voices fill the air in greeting. It's not just a habit. It's excitement, pure and simple. They're just so happy to see them. Pablo and Pedro aren't like most pets. They don't just want to be near their humans. They want to be on them. Climbing onto shoulders, snuggling into laps, pressing themselves against chests as if they can get closer by sheer will alone. It's impossible to ignore them, even if work needs to be done. They've earned the nickname productivity suckers because, honestly, who could focus on a laptop when two little creatures are demanding attention? And if the petting stops, even for a second, they'll stare with wide, expectant eyes, silently asking, "Why did you stop?" But this kind of affection wasn't always a given. When Pablo and Pedro first arrived, no one knew what to expect. They were a rehoming opportunity. Prairie dogs given up by their previous owners who didn't realize just how much care they required. It happens more often than people think. Many assume they're just small, exotic pets, without understanding the level of commitment involved. And by the time Pablo and Pedro were placed in a new home, returning to the wild was no longer an option. They wouldn't have survived. At first, they were wary, unsure of their new environment. It took time, patience, and a lot of gentle coaxing to get them comfortable. One small but crucial decision made all the difference, placing their enclosure right in the middle of the household's busiest space. There, they could hear voices all the time, feel like part of the family, and slowly they began to come around. Now they refuse to be left alone. Pablo is the shadow that never fades. No matter where his human goes, he follows. Step into another room, he's right behind. Try to sneak away? Not a chance. If he's left behind, he'll chirp and chase, demanding attention. Pedro, on the other hand, prefers to be underfoot, quite literally. He darts between legs, plops down by feet, and if someone sits down, he's there within seconds, pressing close. His little yahoos now have a meaning everyone understands. Come sit with me. They bring comfort in unexpected ways. On sick days or quiet evenings, they curl up beside their humans, staying close for hours. Their presence is constant, reassuring. And then there's the hoodie. One day, their owner slipped them into a hoodie pocket just to see what they'd do. They loved it. They burrowed inside, warm and safe, and fell asleep almost instantly. From then on, it became a routine, one that never gets old. But having prairie dogs isn't for everyone. They require time, effort, and a deep understanding of their needs. They are demanding, social animals that need care and patience. And yet, for the right person, they are one of the most rewarding companions imaginable. And then there's Chuck. Every day, Chuck jumps into his owner's car like it's the most natural thing in the world. He has places to be, friends to meet. At the park, he joins the squirrels in their playful chases, mingles with the dogs, and even trots up to the neighborhood cats as if he's one of them. People are always amazed. A prairie dog? Out here making friends like that? But Chuck has never been afraid. He was born fearless. His story begins with a rescue. Years ago, he was found weak and alone, brought in by people who weren't sure if he would even make it. His past is unclear, but by the time he was strong enough to survive, it was clear that releasing him into the wild wasn't an option. He had bonded too deeply with humans, relying on them for safety and companionship. And so, Chuck became a family member. Chuck has it all. His favorite snacks, soft spots to nap, and an owner who adores him. But even with all of that, something was missing. He needed a friend. So one day, Chuck's family decided to take him on an adventure. They let him explore the world beyond his home, and he embraced it without hesitation. He met countless animals, dogs, squirrels, even birds. But unlike most prairie dogs, he never hesitated. He would run right up as if saying, "Hey there, want to be friends?" Then came the day Chuck met Luna. Luna was another rescue, a prairie dog who had also been given a second chance. The moment Chuck saw her, something clicked. He scurried over, pressed his tiny face against hers, and started snuggling. There was no introduction needed. It was as if he knew. This was his new best friend. And to everyone's surprise, Luna didn't pull away. She leaned into him, accepting the affection, and just like that, Chuck had the companion he had been waiting for. Now, wherever Chuck goes, he's never alone. Whether it's a walk through the park or a lazy afternoon at home, there's always a friend by his side. Big or small, it doesn't matter. Chuck has found his place in the world, surrounded by love. For anyone thinking about rescuing or adopting an exotic animal, stories like Pablo, Pedro, and Chuck's are an important reminder. It's not just about taking in a pet. It's about making a lifelong commitment. Exotic animals require special care, attention, and an understanding of their needs. They deserve homes where they will be truly cared for. If this story resonates with you, consider supporting rescue organizations that help animals like these find their forever homes. Spread awareness, do your research, and most importantly, remember, when an animal chooses you, that's a bond like no other. And that kind of love, it's something money can't buy.